Yeah, it's going to be fun, I think. Obviously, as two rookies, like getting to share this experience for the first time, like super rare to be here as a rookie.
And the media rights just went up too, so I'm excited for the league and where we're going.
But I'm excited to share the court, honestly, with everybody. Like, meeting new people. This is my first experience here. Obviously, know these two, but everybody else, like...
You've seen the highlights, you've heard the rumors, but what really went down when Angel Reese tried to show Caitlin who's boss? It's not what you think. The moment that had everyone talking took an unexpected turn, and now we're breaking down why Angel might be wishing she could take it all back. You might think these two basketball stars just appeared out of nowhere, but let me tell you, their paths to this epic showdown started way back in high school. Caitlin Clark, she was lighting up the scoreboard at Dowling Catholic, dropping over 30 points a game like it was nothing. And get this, she even had a 60-point game. Can you even imagine scoring that much in a single high school game? But Angel Reese wasn't exactly sitting on the bench either.
Will pull up and leave it way short. Kaiser has it stripped. Moore ends up with it.
She was dominating the court too, racking up double-doubles like they were going out of style. We're talking 22 points and 19 rebounds per game in her junior year. And while Clark was winning individual accolades, Reese was collecting state championships like they were Pokemon cards. Now, you might be thinking these two must have faced off in some epic high school battles, right? Wrong. They never actually played against each other in high school. Their schools were too far apart. But don't worry, because their first clash was coming and it was going to be a doozy. Picture this, it's 2019 and the AAU finals are heating up. Clark and Reese finally meet on the court, and it's Reese's team that comes out on top. This is where it all begins, folks. The start of a rivalry that's gonna shake up women's basketball for years to come. Fast forward to college, and these two are still on separate paths. Clark heads to the University of Iowa, while Reese chooses the University of Maryland. But here's where things get interesting. Their first college matchup, it's Clark who steals the show. She drops 34 points and sets a freshman scoring record for Iowa. But guess what? Reese's team still wins the game.
Inner mid-range.
And I think Iowa is okay giving up the mid-range.
Here's Clark driving in for two. Here is Reese. Surrounded, finds Poa. Her three is good.
And this becomes a pattern. Every time they face off, Clark puts up these mind-blowing individual performances. She's breaking records left and right. But Reese, her team keeps coming out on top. It's like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. By their sophomore year, people are starting to notice Reese more. But Clark, she's still the one grabbing all the headlines. And you know what that means. Jealousy starts creeping in. Reese is winning games, but Clark's getting all the attention. Can you imagine how frustrating that must be? All right, let's dive into the moment that had everyone talking. Picture this. The final seconds of the NCAA championship game are ticking away. LSU is about to clinch the title, and Angel Reese is feeling herself. She's not just winning, she's dominating.
Clark, hammer. Three Sky players coming over. At the top, the official is, well, I believe, to Angel Reese. Yep, across the head, and they will go to the monitor to review this.
Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Players celebrate all the time, but this was different. As the clock hits 0, Reese doesn't just pump her fist or high-five her teammates. No, she goes straight for Caitlin Clark. Reese starts waving her hand in front of her face. You know, the "you can't see me" gesture made famous by John Cena, but she doesn't stop there. She points to her ring finger, making sure Clark knows exactly who's taking home that championship. Can you imagine being in Clark's shoes? You've just lost the biggest game of your life, and now your rival is right in your face, rubbing it in. The crowd goes wild, some cheering, some booing. It's like the whole arena is split right down the middle, and it's not just the people in the stands. Social media explodes. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they're all blowing up with hot takes.
Gonna get better looks if you get her touches.
Williams can't finish. Reese does. Angel Reese, a prolific.
Some people are praising Reese for her competitive fire. Others are calling her classless, saying she went too far. But here's where things get really interesting. You'd expect Clark to be furious, right? To fire back at Reese or complain to the refs? Nope. Instead, she does something that nobody saw coming. In a post-game interview, Clark actually defends Reese. Yeah, you heard that right. She says, I don't think Angel should be criticized at all. I'm just one that competes, and she competed. Talk about sportsmanship, right? Now, you might be wondering, why would Clark defend someone who just haunted her. Well, it turns out Clark had used similar gestures earlier in the tournament. She's basically saying, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
I know a lot of people are going to come and watch us and see all of us, but there's not a lot of talent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everybody can wear their get along shirts together for one day at least. So.
But here's the thing, not everyone sees it that way. While Clark's taking the high road, the media and fans are taking sides, and a lot of them, they're not on Reese's side. Suddenly, Reese finds herself cast as the villain in this story. The narrative starts to shift. It's not just about her incredible performance anymore. Now people are questioning her character, her sportsmanship. You can almost see the regret starting to creep in. Reese's moment of triumph, it's turning into a PR nightmare. What should have been the best day of her college career is now overshadowed by controversy. Remember how we said Reese's taunt was about to backfire? Well, that's exactly what happened. The moment that video hit social media, it was like someone lit a match in a fireworks factory. Boom! Suddenly everyone had an opinion, and most of them not good for Reese. You should have seen the headlines. Reese's unsportsmanlike conduct Mars championship win. Angel Reese from champion to villain in 10 seconds. It was brutal. And social media, even worse. People were calling her every name in the book. Classless, poor sport, bad role model, you name it, they said it. Now you might be thinking, it's just a game, right? People will forget about it. Wrong. In the world of sports, image is everything. And Reese, her image took a major hit. Think about it, she's about to enter the wnba draft. This should be the biggest moment of her career. But instead of talking about her skills on the court, everyone's focused on this one moment. Scouts, coaches, team owners, they're all watching, and you know what they're thinking? Is this the kind of player we want representing our team? But it's not just about the draft. What about endorsements? Companies want athletes who are role models, not controversy magnets. And Reese, she just became controversy central. You can almost see the regret setting in. In her post-game interviews, she's not the same confident player we saw on the court. Body language experts noticed how she kept looking down, avoiding eye contact. One expert said, it's clear she's uncomfortable. Her body language screams regret. And it's not just her body language. Listen to what she said in one interview. I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to do me regardless. But here's the thing. When you have to keep saying you're unapologetic, it usually means you've got something to apologize for. Now let's talk about Caitlin for a second. Remember how she defended Reese? Well, that move paid off big time. While Reese was getting dragged through the mud, Clark's reputation soared. People were calling her classy, mature, a true sports person. And it wasn't just empty praise. Clark's popularity exploded. Her social media followers doubled overnight, and then came the big one. Nike. They offered her a deal worth $28 million. That's right, $28 million? Can you imagine how that must feel for Reese? Reese did eventually land an endorsement deal with Reebok, but here's the kicker. The financial details, they were kept under wraps, and in the world of sports endorsements, when they don't talk about the money, it usually means it's not that impressive. So here we are.
It's cool for us to share this experience together as, you know, two young players in this game, and there's so many young stars. I think like it's going to continue to grow forward. And
Reese, the champion, feeling like she lost. Clark, the runner-up, coming out on top. It's like a crazy plot twist in a sports movie, except it's real life. But hold on, because this story isn't over yet. Remember how we said Reese and Clark were rivals? Well, get ready for the biggest twist of all, because these two, they're about to become teammates. And not just any teammates, they're joining forces in the WNBA.